directly attributable to anything.
Well, to be clear, this would literally just be an executive order. This would not,
So Pete, here's the deal. There's no such thing as insider trading on commodities. So anyone who hears that this is happening can insider trade this information. So you'll immediately see it in the price. There is no, it's a secret. There's no such thing as, you don't have to be a congressman to insider trade Bitcoin. There is no law that says you can insider trade commodities. So you're going to very immediately see this reflected in the price if it were to happen.
I don't know. I just feel like people are they're sleeping on and have been on a Bitcoin for so long.
Here's a question for you. What is in terms of what's the quantitative difference in amount of Bitcoin able to be purchased between an executive order and a strategic Bitcoin reserve? I'm imagining the reserve is significantly larger, but what does anyone know? Have any idea any kind of specifics?
Okay, so he could just do retarded things. The executive can do anything he wants. The question is whether or not it gets challenged by the court, right? So he could do anything, but whether or not it actually happens are two different things. He could issue 10 different Bitcoin executive orders, and maybe all of them get canceled, maybe all of them get challenged, but he could have 10 different ways to achieve it.
He doesn't have the power of the purse, right? So Matthew Pines went over this on what Bitcoin did. It's something along the lines of he can spend the slush fund the Treasury has, and so they recommend BPI recommended they spend $21 billion on Bitcoin. But if Congress does something like Lummis has her way, well then all bets are off. They can spend as much as they want.
He could.
Yeah, exactly.
My understanding is he could pass an executive order that says Americans can pay their taxes April 15th in Bitcoin, and that Bitcoin taxes paid in Bitcoin will be held. He can just do that.
He can
but nobody's going to do it.
He can set up the reserve, Mohan. He's just limited in purchasing ability.
No, I know, but he could also just by fiat say any American can pay taxes in Bitcoin, and then every crypto person will just file their taxes in a Bitcoin payment and then hold on to that Bitcoin.
Yeah, but then you have to pay capital gains on that payment, Mohan, and then you're in the symbol.
Yeah, well, I mean, it sucks for you, Lewis. Listen, I'm a Bitcoiner, so every single time I pay for rent, I'm paying cap gains on my Bitcoin. It's once your portfolio is 100% Bitcoin, you're just every time you spend money, you're paying cap gains on Bitcoin anyway.
If your portfolio is not at least 8% MSTR, Mohan, you're not bold.
Also, Lewis, in my scenario, I am not saying that anyone will sell Bitcoin to pay their taxes in Bitcoin. I'm saying that you will look at your tax withholdings in dollars, buy Bitcoin, and then send that to the federal government so that they have Bitcoin.
Yeah. But the percentage of people doing that is probably 12 people, right?
Dude, no. It's gonna be the power distribution. All of the people who make more than 10 million who are Bitcoiners are going to make sure that they pay in Bitcoin to get this going. So you'll have the Winklevi, you'll have Elon Musk, you'll have a bunch of people who are filers. And how many billionaires do you need to do this for it to be a massive treasury?
For the math challenged among us, I just want to point out that $21 billion worth of slush fund or whatever payments would be about 218,000 Bitcoin.
Well, it wouldn't be, right? Once they started purchasing, the purchasing power was increasing.
Yeah, no, you're right. Ben, I just want to say hello from Chester. I was with him this weekend.
Okay, cool. Dude's legit.
Yeah, man. I don't know if there's a single person who loves you guys, Peter. What Bitcoin did more than him. He's the man.
Oh, I'm not what Bitcoin did anymore.
I know. I'm just saying.
Danny's a one man.
I know. I'm saying while you were there.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys a lot.
Chester's the.
Yeah, Chester's one of these little sneaky unknown guys in the Bitcoin world. He brought,
totally.
I think he brought 100. I think he spent 100. So he bought 100 of the newspapers that El Salvador released when the bill actually went live. They were going for about, or maybe he bought 50 of them. He bought 50 of them. They were $100 each. So he just spent all that money, brought it to the Bitcoin conference, and just started handing them out to people whose work he appreciated. So it was insane.
I think he does pretty well. He was actually on what Bitcoin did, but he's still.
Yeah, no, he killed it. That was a great episode.
With Pine Squids.
Yeah, yep.
Who's that talking, by the way? I'm driving, so I don't recognize him.
Jordan.
Oh, Jordan. What up, Jordan? Yeah, you said hi to me the other day. I remember. It was a busy day, so there was not.
No worries.
That's a super cool story. Thanks for sharing.
Man, I have so many weird. Actually, don't have that many compared to someone like Jensen, but I have like weird collectibles, Bitcoin collectibles, and I'm like, what the fuck am I ever gonna do with these? Like, I have like, you know, like the full stack of like Bitcoin magazines from like episode 1 or whatever, edition 1 to like, you know, 25. I had the newspaper from El Salvador that announced the El Salvador Bitcoin country, but like, who the fuck is ever gonna buy these things? No one is.
One day you're gonna be like 85 sitting on your porch, and then you're just gonna be staring at the shit and be like, look how far we've come, you know? It's not gonna have monetary value.
I have like 80 issues of the Financial Times from 2013 when they ran a story about Bitcoin. That was I was included in, and I feel a little bad because I got my mom to buy like $200 of those Financial Times that she kept, and I didn't just tell her to like buy 4 Bitcoin.
You piece of shit.
But I still have those 80 copies of the Financial Times that I was in. That was fun.
80 copies,
Absolutely.
so they're 80 of the same.
Yeah. I don't know how many times you've had 8 paragraphs about you in the Financial Times, but I thought it was noteworthy enough to keep a number of issues of it.
Well, now you have 80 times.
No, I think I gave away like 30 or 40 of them.
Nick Carter used to have these dice. They were FUD dice. And he had like 3 or different versions of them, and I ended up with each version, and this is all pre-canceled, Nick. That's the one cool thing I have, and it's.
Wait, Nick Carter got canceled? They can't keep up with this bullshit.
Oh, that was a while ago, Mohan. Yeah. He kind of became a shitcoiner.
I don't even know what the term shitcoiner is because it's really funny when you get to by the by the purity testing of people, David Bailey is like a massive shitcoiner. He did his own ICO. He had his own project. No, it's just like
100%. David Bailey he has done more for Bitcoin than most. He's like single-handedly all this Trump stuff, and he is 100% a shitcoin.
No, and Pete, I'm not like. I just hate this term where it's like a new truth. Like it's like someone could be doing 99 times more than you have ever done for Bitcoin, but if they disagree with you in one way or have done something that doesn't pass your purity test, you just like apply a word to them to unperson them. And I just think that like most people apply this term, like they act like David Bailey's this great like Bitcoin purity messiah, and then other people that they throw under the bus have done like 100 of the air quote shitcoinery of David Bailey. So I just like, I don't know. And again, I really like David Bailey. I don't have any problems with anything David Bailey's done like for quite some time. I would have to look at what Nick Carter did, but I personally wouldn't consider him a shitcoiner.
100%. I completely agree with you. I think that the metric that is used, the yardstick, is absolute horseshit. Like, people just love to basically, when a person who is a quote-unquote shitcoiner does things that they approve of, they just support them, and when they don't, they don't. The thing with Nick Carter, like FYI, is that he basically the Bitcoin community turned on him. I would argue for good reason, and he basically then
He attacked everyone.
Yeah, his mistake was basically like, who the fuck do you all think you are? I am Nick Carter.
Yeah.
The whole, like, my star continues to rise thing. So Nick Carter's mistake was that he was holier than thou.
Okay,
Shitcoiners,
that's different.
Quote unquote. Shitcoiners can get away with anything. And you know what? Like, and I
I think Clubhouse crashed.
David Bailey can take his licks, right? Like he does a bunch of shitcoiner stuff, and then he's like, yeah, whatever, I did that, go fuck yourself. Whereas Nick Carter was like, he became the poster child for Bitcoin. He's like a nudie. He basically became a nudie. He was like, Bitcoiners are terrible people, and Bitcoiners can go.
Oh, got it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's analogous. It's analogous to Udi. It's not quite at the level, but yeah, that's good.
So I would say that, like, in the same way that I don't like using a word to just deride people, if you're saying, like, Bitcoiners as a community are X and Y, that's also kind of retarded.
Look, everyone knows all Bitcoiners have 18-inch penises and can see in the dark. Also can taste the future.
Look, I feel like 18 inches is really selling it short. I think you mean prehensile.
I was 100% accurate when I said 18 inches, and also I left out the fact that their penises are prehensile. So good on you, you're correct, sir.
Just feels like burying the lead.
My star will continue to rise. Definitely, that takes the cake. So that's always going to be.
Yeah, like it's a level of like conceitedness that people have issues.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different. Saying he's a conceited jackass on Twitter is different than Nick Carter's a shitcoiner, so we don't talk to him anymore.
This is my thing. I reserve the right to be eternally grateful for like Nick's contributions, for David Bailey's contributions, and like again, and then at the same time still call them out on things that I think are horseshit and that are like hurting people.
For sure.
But again, like, it's just like.
Mohan, you're like totally not disagreeing with anything you're saying. I was just trying to be concise.
No, I hear you. I just, especially because we just got out of the whole like cancel culture nonsense. I just hate that idea that I can like be aligned with someone for 10 years and then someone says a one-word epithet and then all of a sudden I'm supposed to disassociate from them.
Yep.
Hey, I'm still friends with them.
It's also funny because there are a ton of people that I'm like good friends with, and other people try to socially shame me from interacting with them. And then they're like, "Don't you see what this person does on Twitter?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not on Twitter." And they're like, "Oh, I can see how if you never talk to the person on Twitter, you can still be friends with them." And I'm like, "Okay, so then why would I use Twitter?" It just feels like Twitter is like this like high school proxy for kids who just want to bully other people and tell you why you can't be friends with other people because of shit they said on Twitter.
Again, there are some people who are doing like really amazing stuff and who are like forwarding Bitcoin in the most significant ways and are great people, i.e. David Bailey. And he has some decisions that I disagree with strongly, but that's okay, right? But, you know, people like Dan Held, people like Nick Carter, their whole shtick is like, fuck you, Bitcoiners.
Yeah.
And they just you know, want to remove their ribs and suck their own dicks. And
yeah, like for instance, I like when like Ripple, it wasn't enough for Ripple to like be a massive scam. It's that they spend millions and millions and crazy, right?
we couldn't hear you towards the end there.
Oh, I said like the Ripple thing. It's not enough that Ripple's a giant scam, but that they spend tens of millions of dollars a year trying to flood Bitcoin out of existence. That goes crazy.
Yeah, it's a great. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, if you told me Nick Carter now says like Bitcoiners are all pathetic simps, I'd be like, well, that's an idiotic statement to make.
He 100% says that.
I think that's a direct quote, actually.
And by the way, like, we're not talking about like on Twitter. Like, we're talking like major, like, you know, basically any mainstream media he can get his hands on, he will go on that. He'll like get on top of that stump and scream it from the hillside.
That said, like I've been saying this for like the past year or two, and I think it's more so true now than at any other time. Is that I think we're at the inflection point of the values of Bitcoin no longer mattering for the next wave of people who will become Bitcoiners, and I think that probably the people of class like 26 onward are going to be people that I have like nothing in common with and don't in any way reflect any of my values.
I agree 1,000%, and I think that's how it should be.
Yeah, I just think that like if like 8 years from now I start shit talking air quotes the Bitcoin community, it's never going to be people pre-2024 or pre-2020. It's going to be like when neocons.
I can see and I think that, like, that's kind of the point, right? It's like, I think that maybe I don't know, like
and a fish from that different region, even though they're the same species, will look differently throughout the time. They're going to develop different type of skills and different type of...
So why?
Because, okay, again, the noses, right? I'll give you a nose.
Over how many thousands of years, African Americans have lived in America for 400 years. How come they've not become like a blonde hair?
Because they did not mingle. They did not mingle with these people. It's different. But I'm saying no, it's different. You're talking about 300,000 years of people that evolution has changed.
Oh, he was
but
just for that.
He actually the noses, right? People that have a usually wider nose, it's not only Africans. If you look at like the natives to every region, the native people of Australia don't have a wider nose.
Stop getting upset when they become martyrs.
Well, they're not really upset. Nobody wants to become martyr. You know, I think you don't know what the. I called you already posted last time what the jihadist actually means.
It's exactly what many people.
You're never gonna learn. That's well, we know even right now. I'm actually doing a jihad right now, listening to you know, talk about nonsense. I'm actually doing a jihad right now, listening to Abnormal.
Yeah, right.
We're jihad actually means struggle. Jihad actually means struggle. You should look into it. What it means.
I guess it's a mutual jihad. We're doing a jihad.
It's not a mutual jihad. It's actually you know, you're giving me a headache jihad. You know, that's the type of jihad.
That is so true. That is so true.
Hello.
I'm being very.
Hey, what's up? We gotta get Orma in there. Orma, did you want to chime in? Orma, are you there, brother?
Hello. Yeah. I'm just in the middle of doing something.
Okay,
yeah, today we have really good news. Yesterday, Hamas managed to free 170 Palestinian hostages out of IDF, which is awesome.
We call it the dungeon. We call it the Israeli.
Yesterday.
Where did that happen? It's his imagination.
It's just imagination. You can say whatever you want. Like,
the rapist tunnel of Israel.
Where did it happen?
The rapist tunnel.
Slaughtered inside Gaza.
In Gaza? You can't be more specific than that? You guys are so low on information, it's a little embarrassing. I don't know why we know more about this than you. Because you have no
I never, like, you know so much, like, oh my.
Not that hard.
Is it hard for you to be
Yet you fail very miserably at it every.
You have no connection to this struggle.
I can only allow mental
Because I'm a human being, a normal.
It would be nice to have.
We have a connection to the struggle and the very virtue of being interested in having empathy with other living beings and other human beings. I mean, something that you clearly lack. So
you have no empathy, you just hate Jews. The Jews have more empathy
yeah. That's absolutely what it is. El Normo. Yeah. We have heard that line a million times. You don't need to repeat it. We have all memorized it by now. I have like if you want to craft yourself like with your crayon, like an anti-Semitic card for me to carry, I can carry it for you if it makes you feel better.
Israel's done far more for the Palestinians than you ever will. You're just an internet bullshit artist and hater.
We gotta get
and what are you, El Normo? Like,
there's
So
no point.
I wanted to say
That's a wild accusation, man.
We gotta get
100% true, though. For example, we provide free health care.
as normal.
Hold on, El Normo. We got new people, right? Forget about your healthcare. We need some new people. We got, hold on.
As normal,
Hold on.
you're being
Oh my God. Hold on, guys. We got Antoine. Hold on, El Normo.
Anyway, can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yeah, hold on, Vienna, hold on. We got, Antoine was here before you. So, Antoine, did you want to say something?
No, thank you. No, I don't have any.
Yeah. Anyways, so I wanted to say, Amir, do you have nothing better to do except opening these rooms with Jews fuck your mom every single time you debate them, you stupid bitch?
So I offer limited Vienna. I offer limited freedom of speech according to the Constitution of the U.S. I cannot oppress and suppress these people like you guys do to Gazans and the people in the West Bank. Respectfully.
I offer freedom of speech to your mom when she sucks my dick.
Okay.
I'm not
I think,
you dumb bitch.
you're a fucking Zionist.
Who is that?
Yeah, Zionist fucker. Go
I
fuck
don't
your
think
mom.
he is. I'm not familiar with him. I don't think he is a Zionist. I don't know what his problem is.
Yeah, I think he comes from a lineage of whores.
Zionists don't talk like that.
Well, you do.